the pride of Colorado football himself, David Bakhtiari. How are you, David?
I'm good. A little tired coming off practice, but doing well. How you doing, Rich?
Okay, so is this part of the two-a-day then? Practice and the Rich Eisen show? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I mean, technically, this is my two-a-day. This is
okay.
This just means a lot to me right now.
So it's interesting. Let's just start with this, because I open my residual checks that I get every now and then live on the air. What's your residual check for Pitch Perfect 2 look like? How much money? what does that top off at?
That's funny. I actually just got a check in the mail. I just opened up about 2 days ago. 200 and I think
what?
$60.
Are you kidding? What? Are you sure the decimal point wasn't between the 2 and the 6? It was after the 0, David?
I believe so.
What the?
I mean, we had a significant part in that film. I don't know if you remember, but I mean, when we came on, we really helped promote that thing.
David, I understand that in the same way that when someone goes in the Hall of Fame, you can't tell the story of football without that player. You can't tell the story of Pitch Perfect 2 without you and your Packer comrades. I understand that, David. I totally get that.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. When we had all of us in there, it's crazy how I'm the last man in that wolf pack from what was that, 2014?
What's wrong? No kidding. So everyone else is either retired or gone, right? You're the last one, including Clay. That's right.
Yeah, he was the last one.
David Bakhtiari, you've got staying power, man. You definitely have staying power.
I think last time I was in your studio, I had a chin strap, or no, I had a almost beard, no mustache.
What do you have now? What are we looking at right now?
Gray hairs. I mean,
come on.
I'm long in the tooth.
You're long in the tooth. So just before we move on from this subject, it is true, and I think we discussed this when you were here the last time, but I want to make sure you're the one responsible for getting the Packers on Pitch Perfect 2, because you're the one who reached out to Elizabeth Banks on Twitter, correct, David? That's a fact?
I guess how the millennial/Gen Z call it, I slid in her DMs. But it was funny. I think the husband actually catfished me, pretended to respond back to me, and then I texted both of them. So it was a very interesting 21st century.
You got catfished by her husband, Max Handelman. You did.
Story, I guess.
You did, David. But that has unfortunately not caused you to appear in Charlie's Angels. That's coming out from that directing tandem. You didn't get in that movie.
I mean, not that I know of.
Okay. How's training camp going otherwise, David? What's going on right there in Green Bay? Walk me through it here. What's it like?
I mean, what you want to know? I got all the time in the world.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Are you riding bikes? Are you riding bikes to practice?
The team is. We have a select veteran group who doesn't have to, and I've officially hit that age. I told you I'm getting long in the tooth now.
So you're tapped out on the bike ride? If you tapped out on the bike riding, you've touched the top of your helmet, David? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I had my bike kid Ben way back in the day. We rode together for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
And then his last year, he ended up texting me, or he either DM'd me on Instagram and just let me know. He goes, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it this year for training camp. I'm finishing up getting a job. I'm going to be getting ready to go off to college." I was like, wait, what? My bike kid's now going to college?
Yeah, that's long in the tooth.
So it's just when that kind of ship sailed and he was loyal to me and I was loyal to him, I was like, you know what? It kind of worked out perfectly, the transition to get on the shuttles. But the tradition's still alive and still well out here.
That is I love that old school tradition. There's no doubt about it. But you have moved on. You've grown. You're all grown up, David. I understand. David Bakhtiari, Packers offensive lineman here on the Rich Eisen show. What is this offense going to look like compared to previous years? It's such a burning question involving the Green Bay Packers for years, and now there's a new coach and a seemingly new system in town. What can you tell us about it, David?
You know, for what I can say without giving away too much, I think it's going to be fast and balanced. It's the two biggest things I can say. We put a big emphasis on running the football and having athletic guys running around the field, from the offensive line all the way to our running backs, our tight ends. So you'll be seeing a lot of bodies just stretching the field, and I think that's it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to kind of open up everything from the play action to our kind of trickery plays to our inside zone. So we are still trying to master it. I'm not going to say we're there yet because this is what training camp's for. But we're definitely taking each step in the right direction, and I'm pretty excited to kind of unveil it in the preseason and obviously come week 1.
And what about a kid from last year, one of the young Packers pups from last year that's making strides that you can see from your position, that you can give us a heads up, who has already taken to either this offense or just a second year in the NFL with a year under his belt? David Bakhtiari.
Okay, so you don't want like a fantasy pick, like a dark horse fantasy?
Actually,
you want
David,
just a second-year guy?
David, that really was my way of asking that question without directly asking it. So now that you have, go for it. What do you got for me?
Okay. If I'm going a dark horse, late fantasy pick, this one's going to be kind of out of left field.
Okay.
Oh, man. I got to do one. It's tough. It's kind of splitting hairs.
Don't give me two.
Really, the true dark horse, I'm going to go Trevor Davis.
Okay. Okay, why is that?
The way he plays fits this offense very well.
Okay. Okay.
It shows.
Okay.
So,
that's a good one. Give
me.
me
I'm talking ultimate dark horse. Like we're talking out of left field. No one knows, and
yeah,
wait.
David. Everybody essentially who's listening to us right now just Googled him. I'm sure. Not everybody is well versed, I guess, on the Cal Berkeley Bears that are in your system. Other than the quarterback. So who else? You said you needed to sort of make a decision. Yeah, you're splitting hairs.
I don't really think he's a dark horse, so I can't really say the running back. So I'd have to the next person I go with would probably be Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
There you go. There's a lot of guys with multiple names on your offense right now, David. Maybe are you going to start to be inspired to go by your middle name as well? What would that be?
Yeah, I'm trying to teach Marquez to say my full name, so when I address him by Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he'll say, "Hello, David Afrazi Abasad Bakhtiari." It's training camp, so everyone's learning right now. So for him, it's taking him a little bit longer, but he's this. Week 1 still. We still got some time before week 1.
Give me that one more time. That was that one fast. I couldn't write it down. Give me that one more time.
David Afraziab Assad Bakhtiari.
Wow, that's that wouldn't fit on the back of your jersey, David. I'll be honest with you.
No, I think it would fit the top, and then they have to go underneath the numbers.
Yeah, that's that rare Iranian Icelandic name that you got working on, David. That's that's a rarity right there. You know, when you think about him. Okay. What else do we got right now? So you got that going on. Has Aaron had any of the effects, shown any of the effects whatsoever of what happened that night with you and him courtside in Milwaukee? Has that affected, has it rattled his confidence in any way, shape, or form, David Bakhtiari, that you could tell?
I think rattled is the wrong word. I think it's made him hungry. It kind of humbled him and made him want to go out there and kind of prove people wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts on the football field. So he's got his competitive juices back. He wants everyone to know that he's a big dog. And, he's definitely showing up when it comes to the competitive periods, which I appreciate. And that's what I try to do in the offseason, just kind of add that fuel to the fire for him.
Yeah, you've got to inspire in the way that you can inspire. So is Aaron like going to the Gatorade jug or water and just slamming him now? Or is he still sipping? Or what? Like, walk me through how you've noticed a difference, a change, David.
The biggest thing when it comes to him chugging anything is he definitely looks over both shoulders to make sure I'm not around before he starts drinking something. It's like Debo walking through. He doesn't want to see me get too close. He'll start freaking out and he'll just hand me the drink.
Okay. Well, it makes sense, man. That makes sense. Well, I mean, whatever works, clearly. Obviously, whatever works. And is your coach up and about? What's going on with Matt Lafleur? Is he still rascaling around? What's happening with your coach, David?
I mean, he's going pretty well. He's going pretty strong when it comes to his injury. They've kind of taught us not to talk about other people's injuries, players and coaches. So this is kind of a gray area, but I think I'm going to get in trouble anyway, so I don't care. I'm just going to go into it.
Okay.
He's doing well. He's walking around. He's, got off his scooter, the Lafleur mobile, which is nice. We see it every now and then. He'll take it down to practice, but then, he's on his feet. He's walking around. He's being really engaged, and that's a testament to his grit.
Okay.
He's got very high grit right now for him to be. He's got a boot on one leg, and he's got this almost like a you know those little lifters that short people use in their shoes?
Okay, sure,
Kinda,
a riser or something
so
like that? Okay.
Yeah, like a riser to like lift up the other leg to make sure it's like a more balanced so it doesn't throw off his hips.
Of course. That's crucial.
Yeah, so,
okay.
You know,
An
props
insert.
to him.
He's got an
a lot
insert.
Of grit.
An insert. He's using inserts. Okay.
Yeah, but it's more like an outsert. So it's like visible to all. It's not inside the shoe. It's really outside.
An outsert. I like that. Fantastic. So, last one for you, David. In all seriousness, is it different there? Does it feel different? I mean, because clearly, you know, when a coach has been there as long as McCarthy was, there's just a way of doing things, and then just a way that everybody would sense that things weren't going to change. I mean, talk about a big change. Clearly, one was made in the middle of last season. Does it feel different to you? Is there a different sense around your team right now that you hadn't maybe not felt in a while entering your 7th season?
Yeah. It's been big. I think we went through a big transition for the last almost 2 years with people changing up on the 3rd floor from our GM to then now that transition trickling down, then obviously with a head coach. So now that whole shift has happened in its entirety. Now you really see, I mean, the attitude and the mindset. It's even changed from OTAs to now. We really have understood the culture that Coach Lafleur has instilled, and he's really put his flavor and his twist on how he wants the Green Bay Packers to look. And, you know, we're really starting to respond. Obviously, in the beginning, you're first exposed to it. You don't quite know how to reflect the image that he wants to portray.
Right.
But now being around him long enough, you know, hearing his messages in our team meetings, seeing that, you know, he's all about competition. He's all about competing, urgency, the team, the ball, the north. Those are our characteristics that we have for our football team. It's really starting to show, and pieces are really starting to come together. So that's the beautiful thing about training camp, that we're able to see that come through. And I mean, obviously, you know, we'll really see who we are as a team in the season, because, you know, they kind of say your true character is exposed in adversity.
Yeah, and then the first game too is no joke. I can't wait. I personally can't wait. But it's certainly when your team plays the Bears, anytime. But NFL 100 kickoff night, that's just going to be phenomenal, David. I'm assuming you feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, we know we're looking forward to it, and obviously the Bears are, and so is the National Football League. Can't think of the NFL without the Packers-Bears.
You're right. David Bakhtiari, I appreciate the call. Always enjoy catching up with you, man. Thanks for the call. Let's stay in touch throughout the season.
Of course, Rich. Hey, always a pleasure having me on.
You got it. Thanks for being had. It's David Bakhtiari.
For more of the Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.